Is the 10th of no of October. Rabbi Levitt, what are we learning today? Um, I guess we can just continue with Nehemiah, or we can do something about Sukkot if you want.
Right. You have a Maseches Sukkah.
Yeah. Um, I think I have one volume. Is that Shul? Which volume do you want to work on?
Whichever one you got.
Okay, let me go see what I got.
Uh,
Okay, I got two volumes of Sukkah.
yeah.
The first one starts at the beginning, and then
Beginning.
the next one continues from there. So I don't know. I think that's it. I think I got the whole thing.
So let's see. We've got Lulav Gazal. I wanted to do um. Well, let's try over here. You have Lulav Arava. Perik Lulav Arava. It's Mishnah starts on Mem Ches Amid Aleph.
Mem. Mem Ches.
In other words, that's the name of the Perik actually. Oh.
I have Lulav V'Arava.
Oh, maybe even before Memches, really.
I have Mem Vav. Oh, I have back with Mem Daled. Oh,
Yeah,
Mem is also Lulav. No. Mem is Lulav Hagezel. So we passed the beginning. Let's see. Lulav Hagezel. There. Mem Gimel, I think.
Mem Base Amid Base. That's the beginning of Perik Lulav Arava.
Okay, Mem base, Amid base. Yeah, I see it.
Okay, so Lulav Arava.
So we start with the Mishnah.
Yeah, let's start the Mishnah.
Okay, the rites of the Lulav and the Arava are performed in the temple for 6 days or 7 days. Interesting. Um, Chalel v'hasimcha shmona. The obligation to recite the full Hallel and the obligation of rejoicing for 8 days. Sukkah v'nisuch hamayim shiv'ah. The Sukkah obligation and the obligation to bring the water libation remain in force for 7 days. Oh, excuse me, I got to get the door. My wife's not here.
Tilas, mitzvahs natilas lulav, and arava is shisha v'shiva. Actually, that's what I would like to focus on.
Okay, sorry about that. So let's see, where was I? The flute. Chalil Chamisha Veshisha. Playing of the flute is performed for 5 days or 6 days. Lulav Shiv'ah Beitzar.
Ketzad.
Ketzar. The lulav for 7 days. How so? Yom Tov Harishon Shel Chag Shechal Lios Bashabas. When the first day of the festival falls on Shabbos, lulav Shiva. The lulav is taken in the temple for 7 days.
Wow. So in other words, they didn't in other words, when here we have a very interesting thing that we did Daled Minim even on Shabbos. Everybody know this was when but otherwise, if the first day did not come out on Shabbos, as it came out any other day, then that would mean that the first day, that means that the Shabbos, there's always a Shabbos during Sukkot. That day that was Shabbos, they didn't take the lulav. Why? Because of the the famous Gezerah of Rabbah. Shemi Yavirenu Daled Amos B'Rishus Rabim. He'll take it to Rav to see, to ask him a question, whatever, and it'll be a Hillel Shabbos. But that's only when Sukkot, when Shabbos of Sukkot comes out on a day other than the first day. But if it's the first day, we don't push off the mitzvah of Daled Minim. Very interesting. We do the mitzvah of Daled Minim. And that's what Rashi says. The Yom Tov Rishon Docha Shabbos. Whenever shofar, whenever Rosh Hashanah falls out on Shabbos, and it does, we do not blow the shofar. That's it. No shofar. Falls out on the first day, falls out on the second day, whatever day, Rosh Hashanah, if it falls out on Shabbos, we do not do the mitzvah of shofar. Okay, so you say we'll do it on the other day. So in any case, we got the mitzvah. We could say the same thing about lulav. We got the other days of lulav, but no, because the first day, the pasuk says b'yom harishon, Parshas Emor, lekachtem lechem prietz hadar. So on the first day, if the first day of Sukkot comes out on Shabbos, we don't take away the mitzvah of Daled Minim. Okay,
We get one extra day in that case.
right, and that's when the Mishnah. That's what the Mishnah means when it says in that year the mitzvah of Daled Minim will be done on all 7 days.
Right.
Whereas on the other years, when the first day does not come out on Shabbos, we'll only have Daled Minim for 6 days. Because in that case, then we won't be the Daled Minim will not be Docha Shabbos. Okay.
All right. Arava Sheva Petad. The Arva for 7 days. How does that work? Yom Hashvi'i Shel Arava Shechal Lios Bashabas. The 7th day of the Arava ceremony falls on the Sabbath. Arava Shiva. The Arva ceremony is performed for 7 days, i.e., the first 6 days of the Sukkot festival, and the 7th, despite it being Shabbos. Usha'ar Kol Hayamim Shisha. But when the 7th day of the ceremony falls on any of the other days of the week, the ceremony is performed for only 6 days, for it does not override a Sabbath that falls on any of the first 6 days of the festival. What are we talking about? What is the Aravah ceremony?
Oh, excellent. Because what do we do a Rava? We only do a Rava on Hoshana Rava.
Oh, when we slap the Arava on the ground?
Yeah, well, there's actually 2 things that we should do. I don't know if everybody does it, but it's proper to do both things. Everybody does the shlugging, but what you also should do is when you put down the Daled Minim, you take your bundle of Aravas, and you don't just hold them, but you do nanuim, because there's 2 different opinions over here. Take a look at what Rashi says over here. Rashi in the first Rashi on the Mishnah Lulav Arava Shehem b'Mikdash Kol Shiva. When there was a base of Mikdash, the ceremony, and you're asking what the ceremony is. So I'm saying that it involved a couple of things. That Arava ceremony in the Mikdash, when there was a base of Mikdash, took place all 7 days of Sukkot. And Rashi explains here what the ceremony was. Lulav l'natila, the mitzvah that was done 7 days with the lulav in the base of Mikdash was for Natila, to take it. And, like we do, doesn't mention the other things that we do. Arava, listen to this. Arava lahakifa mizbeach. Kedlakamon bepirkin, like we're going to see later on in this parak. According to Rashi, when they would go around the Mizbeach, That was with the Arava. It was not with the Daled Minim. Not like what we do today. Okay, so you're asking what exactly was what was involved with doing the Arava? I want to take a look over here on Memhei when they discuss the mitzvah of the Arava. There's a Mishnah over here on the top of Memhei Amid Aleph, Mitzvahs Arava Ketzad. Over here, the Mishnah says, Mitzvahs Arava Ketzad, Mokom Haya Lamata Yerushalayim, Nikra Motza, Yordin Lasham, Malaktin, Misham, Morvios, Shel Arava, Uboin, Bezokfin Oson, Betzide HaMizbeach, Rosheyan Kfufin, Al Gabi HaMizbeach. So there was a whole ceremony. They used to go to this place Motza in Yerushalayim, and they would take from over there Morvios, Shel Arava. I guess there's bundles of Arava. And what would they do? Zokfin oson betzida mizbeach. They would stand them up on the side of the mizbeach. Roshe, and how high were they? Roshehen kufufin al gabe mizbeach. Now, you know how tall the mizbeach was?
30 feet?
Yeah. It's pretty tall. And these Aravos, the Mishnah says, they would bring the Arava and they would stand them up on the side of the Mizbeach, against the wall of the Mizbeach. V'roshehen, and the top of these Aravos, kafufin al gabe Mizbeach. They would be bent over, and they would be. They would reach so high that they were like hovering over the mizbeach. Huge aravas. Oh, now what it was that they did with them, other than that, that's these next words over here. Toku v'heriu v'toku. What's that mean?
My English says they would sound the tekiah, a teruah, and a tekiah.
Uh-huh. Okay, so it has nothing to do with the Arava.
Well, it says in the footnote, to inform the populace that the Arava ceremony was about to take place, according to Piskei Harid.
So where does it say what they did with it? Oh, here we go. Further on in the Mishnah, in other words, according to the according to the Tana Kama, it just sounds like they took them and they stood them on the side of the Mizbeach. And then Rabbi Yochanan ben Baroka says Hariyas shel dekel hayu meviin v'chovtin oson b'karka b'tzidei hamizbeach. V'oso yom nikra yom chibut hariyos. See where that is further on in the Mishnah?
No, I'm not sure I'm following that.
That is,
It's a long Mishnah.
yeah, it's like the Gemora starts like a little bit past halfway down the Amud.
Right.
And Rabbi Yochanan Broka is 4 lines up from where the Gemara starts, beginning of the line. Rabbi Yochanan Broka Omer.
I see it. They would bring palm branches and beat them on the ground at the sides of the altar.
Oh, so one second. So the Chorios are not the Araba either.
Right.
So where does it say anything about beating the Arabos? Or does it say anything?
It says the adults would grab the children's lulavim from the hands of the children and they would eat the children's esrogim. That's kind of bizarre. Presumably, when they grab the lulavim, they're talking about the bundle, which includes the aravos.
Oh, so that's another thing I want to point out. When we talk about mitzvahs arava, we're not talking about the 2 aravas that we have as part of the Daled Minim. This is a separate taking altogether. It's a separate mitzvah, not connected to the Daled Minim at all.
Ah, I see.
Which is when we do the Araba on Hoshana Rabbah also, we're not holding the Daled Minim at the same time. We put down the Daled Minim, and then we take the bundle that we have of Aravos.
Right.
So okay.
We're not beating that Jew that has no mitzvahs and no good deeds.
Yeah, so it's interesting. Where do we get the other? Okay. Not finding what I wanted to see, but that's Lamaisa what we do today. I wanted to point out that the mitzvah of a Rava that we do today only on Hoshana Rabbah, the 7th day of Sukkot, they did for all 7 days, as you see we say in the Mishnah.
Right. So I
And so
guess,
even though we do a mitzvah of Dalit Minim all 7 days uh, today, we only do the mitzvah of a Rava one day.
right. Anyway, it's late, Rabbi. I have to be
Oh,
somewhere in 2 minutes.
okay. All right. Very good.
All right, so have a good Shabbos and a good Moed. And will I see you at 11:45 on Sunday?
11:45 on Sunday. Yeah. As far as I know, 11. Yeah, we could even yeah, on Sunday. Yeah, let's say there. 11:45 on Sunday.
All right, great. Take care.
Okay.